Experience being a potato on the run in Don't Get Mashed, a 3D third-person perspective stealth and survival RPG. Don't Get Mashed consists of 6 levels. Each level will be the room of a house. The player must create a route they deem safe to maneuver their potato to an exit. Each room will have 2 exit locations to choose from, giving this game replayability with a different experience. To complete the game, the player must move from room to room without being captured to make it to freedom. The potato will move by rolling. They can roll fast or slow, whatever the situation requires. There will be nooks and crannies that are not just for hiding. Explore these areas to find collectibles and fellow potatoes to recruit. Collectibles will consist of vials of olive oil, pouches of ground black pepper, small toys, nutrient-rich health shots, and gold coins. Olive oil and black pepper pouches are weapons that can be used against people. The olive oil can be put on the floor to make people slip, immobilizing them for 10 seconds, while black pepper can be tossed at them, making them sneeze uncontrollably for 8 seconds. Small toys collected will come in handy against small children. The potato can set them down, and children within a 20-foot radius will be drawn to them for 10 seconds. If the player hits a damage area like heating vents or hot water, they will take damage. Also, if the potato gets caught by a person, they'll have 5 seconds to hit a designated button, and it would have to be fast enough to get them away from the person, but they will also take 80% damage, so the potato can find these nutrient-rich filled syringes to heal themselves. The player can also find gold coins, which are mainly used as breadcrumbs. However, they can automatically be traded in for a random reward once the player hits 20 of them. The random reward will either be an extra weapon or a health shot. The player will have the choice to recruit fellow potatoes. The fellow potatoes will have stories that will persuade the player into helping them, but if that's not enough incentive, they will also have weapons and health as a reward for the player recruiting them. Once you find a fellow potato, you will be asked if you would like to recruit them. Simply accept or decline. Once potatoes are recruited, they will follow the player's every move. However, you can pause movement of a fellow potato by going into the menu and finding your recruit menu. Once you have paused a potato, they will stay where they are until you go back and unpause them. The player's potato will have a paperclip in his side that cannot be removed. It will be used to charge a stun attack. The player will have to come in contact and interact with electrical devices or outlets to charge the stun attack. The player will need to be within a 5-foot radius of the enemy and press the designated button to stun the enemy. Once the enemy is stunned, they will be incapacitated for 5 seconds. The player will face 2 types of enemies, both adults and children. Adults will be set on predictable paths or be immobile, being able to monitor the area that they're in. If an adult catches a potato, their chances of getting away are smaller than they would be with a child. Children move much faster than adults, making it easier for the potato to get captured by a child. The potato also has extra time to get away from the child because they would have to bring the potato to an adult for them to get mashed. Don't Get Mashed is a mix of Hello Neighbor and I Am Bread. What sets Don't Get Mashed apart from these 2 games is the player has multiple enemies to hide from and also has household weapons to defend themselves from their enemies. Some risks for this game would be getting the enemy speeds and abilities just right. Also, the electric stun may be a little hard to develop. However, with enough time and dedication, I believe this would be a realistic project to complete within the time given for the time frame of Capstone.